Hey everybody, this video is going to be a compilation of PvP highlights from the first week or so of the Rising, featuring mostly outnumbered fights and outgeared fights, as those are the ones that I mainly end up taking. So starting off, let me take you on one of the funniest server adventures I've been on. Basically, me and a couple friends decided to start on an official full loot PvP 4-man server around like a week or so after the launch. So we made it up to the iron phase relatively quickly, and then, as you do, built a golem and dropped it right on the highest level castle just to see what would happen.
This player.
Should I be stopping this guy or? Oh.
And we were actually making pretty good progress despite them being all skulled for us. We got it pretty deep into their honeycomb, fought off a couple flankers until eventually just more and more people showed up, constantly flanking us, and eventually we just got overwhelmed and killed in that corridor.
I'm lagging.
Got that guy, he's dead. Yeah. You guys okay?
Yep.
Oh, there's some more guys coming in. There's more guys coming in.
We're getting third party.
Now, from just one time, it's sort of hard to say whether people are helping the people that are being invaded and teaming up with them, or just ratting and trying to get some loot, but we did get hit by 3 different squads there, so we were a little bit skeptical. Now, we were planning on leaving them alone and raiding somebody else the next day, but it just so happens when we were preparing for our raids, we actually killed 2 of them out in the open world with basically max sets on them.
Oh, yeah, some good stuff.
Wow, Blood Moon.
Some really good stuff.
So knowing they were hurt, we decided to go back and pay them another visit.
I mean, we're almost there.
He's stuck in here. That's their loot room. That's the guy's room.
I just don't want to get like stuck in here, right?
That's the horse.
What's he trying to say?
There's 2 different teams here. Like there's 2 teams at the entrance.
Okay, well, that's what I'm doing. Trying to steal. Why? Yeah.
I stumbled. Right, they're both dead.
You get what you can. I'm going to,
Oh, you're fine.
in there with him.
This time around, despite a more coordinated defense, getting hit by multiple squads from the front and the back at the same time, we managed to make it all the way into their loot room, but eventually we were taken down, unable to take anything of value, as the hordes of zombies just running at us was a little bit too much to handle. It was pretty clear to us at this point that there was definitely some teaming that was going on in this server. Unfortunately, it's not super uncommon for multiple clans to be playing together on a server, and our suspicions were confirmed when later we were contacted by one of the other groups on the server that said, hey, yeah, these 3 clans, 12 people had been teaming together since this server's start, basically locking down any progression for newer groups and killing people much lower level than them. Knowing this, we were even more determined and teamed up with that group to set up for a bigger raid the next day in an attempt to wipe them off the server. Well, turns out in classic 12-man team on a 4-man server fashion, as soon as they knew someone was going to put up resistance to them, they just straight up left the server. They rebuilt the bases that we were previously invading into being purely honeycomb and nothing else, and then either hid or destroyed the rest of their items. Now, normally that would be the end of this story, but Stunlock Studios had something interesting in mind for us. So after they left the server, we decided to go make the Eye of Twilight to see who had the soul shards and see if we could try invading them. So there we were killing Azariel the Sunbringer for the gold bar recipe when this happened.
Hello, take damage. You don't have your shield on.
So for those of you that don't know how this boss works, he summons a little totem for each enemy player and he stays immune while these totems are active, meaning you have to kill the totems before you can kill him. In our case, it looked like a totem had spawned like completely outside of the church, so I sent sheep out to investigate while I held the boss's aggro. And I'll let you listen to what happened from my perspective.
Yep, it's literally on a hill outside of town. Alright, die, stupid orb. Wait, what? There was a dead player here. There was someone locked down here. Holy shit gear. Okay.
So it seems like one of the players from that 12-man went up in bat form with around 3 to 4 sets of their highest tier gear, the Blood Moon and the Dawnthorn, along with a couple max tier sight, and found this little sneaky cliff out on the edge of Silverlight Hills where he thought no one would ever find him, meaning we could never get their best items even if we found out where they stashed all of their supplies. Unluckily for him, Stunlock Studios had another thing in mind as it spawned that totem right on top of him, giving us the final laugh in this server war. Another couple highlights from my time in this server, there's this team of guys chasing sheep around the map, so we set up a classic rat ambush on the road waiting for them.
I'm playing with you guys now.
Right.
I have one on my ass.
Right. Ready, whatever.
As soon as that ambush popped out, his friend just booked it and ran. But for some reason, he also just came back after he died.
Alright, there you go.
He's slow.
Oh no, he's got me. What am I gonna do?
Lastly, this is a perfect example of why you need to be good at doing bosses on full loot PvP servers, because if you get too low and somebody finds you, you're just going to lose all your gear for free. Despite never farming any materials past iron, we ended with like 8 or 9 of the highest tier sets on this server. For the rest of the video, I'm just going to show you clips of from like the first couple days after V-Rising released, playing as a solo on official full loot PvP servers, just tons of crazy super early game fights with basically tons of chaos volleys flying everywhere. Anyways, that's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing these PvP highlights. There'll be more of these coming in the future. I already have some clips from a 6v6 server that has some pretty sick group fights, and of course, as always, solo and small scale outnumbered fights will always be coming because those fights are truly the funnest.
Right in the beats.